Honorable Nusu, the Deputy County Commissioner, the great lady, I will reply to some of the issues you raised. The team from Ongwae and Atkins, led by Mr. Ochieng, the Kisii Municipal Board members led by Jamil Shamji, the chair, the business community present, and I must say here that I was really excited to hear that Mr. Openda is here and Nelson Mageto. I'll probably ask them to stand later. And others like Aaron Kamau and others they are here. And all my officers who are here, good afternoon. Good afternoon again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody might think that what we are doing today is not important. But I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the last time that Kisii, it was Kisii town then, that the last time they had a strategic plan, urban development plan, was 50 years ago. 50 years ago, about 3/4 of the people who were sitting here were not born. That's when there was a plan for this municipality, and that is why my brother Ochieng talked about the many problems and the many issues that are here that they are going to resolve. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, the stakeholders that are here did not come by accident. They came here because they are the users of the product. They are the ones who are most affected. If a border group has put their borders in front of a shop, or Mama Mboga has put his wares in front of a shop, they are actually the ones affected. And they are the ones who probably need the type of planning that we are talking about. This municipality has grown in leaps and bounds. And when I came in, you were talking about a population that was much less than 200,000. But we are dealing here with a population that is oscillating between in a given day, between 200,000 and 500,000, like was indicated by the chair of the municipal board. I want to tell you that according to the latest law that we have in this country, a city only needs 200,000 people. A place needs only 200,000 people to be designated as a city. And I want to agree with what Mochama said. Mochama, when you stood here, you said that our time has reached when this should become a city. I want to indicate to you that one of the first requests we are going to make to our 5th president, and you know who the 5th president is going to be, is to request that Kisii also becomes a city. And the grounding for that city is in what is being done just now. Because you cannot request for a city unless you do what we are actually doing. You saw this farm of Howard, Humphreys, Atkins, and others who are here. You heard the people and their resume. The people who stood here, the schools they went to. Ochieng, I want to tell you that you did your master's in the Netherlands. Some call it in Holland. You must have done that a few years ago. I did my master's there very many years ago, and I know the school you went to. For those of you here in Kisii County who don't know, I did my master's in the Netherlands, in an international school in the Netherlands. For you who is there, I was in a place, I was in Den Haag, in Bad Weeswijk, just next to the water. So I think you understand what I'm talking about. So the type of schools that, and what these people have done, Howard Humphreys have done, working in over 100 countries. I would have, as a governor, I would have gone and got a briefcase consultant to come here and do work for us. But that's not Ongwae. I have chosen the best in this country and in the world. And what they are going to give you, they are going to give you a strategic plan which is GIS-based. GIS-based means a lot of things. It actually means that, because what it does mean is that this is geographical information system. And it is a digital tool that allows access of information online. What it means is that you would be in the US, you would be in Australia, you would be in London, and you would online access information about your property in Kisii municipality or in Kisii city within the next 2 or so years, as the case may be. Because we are within the broad guidelines of our city. At the moment, I think we have close to 400,000 people here. And that is why, for us here, that's why we requested for a central bank money collection center. Because at that time, we were controlling 60% of the money market in the Nyanza region. 60% of the market in the Nyanza region, and yet we were going to Kisumu to collect our currency from there every day. And our governor, our manager here, who stood here, he will tell you the problems that they had in collecting money. Now, we have a central bank center here. And according to what I'm now hearing, this central bank center is actually has reduced the work of central bank in Kisumu by 57%. Because you are brilliant, all of you here, that's why I'm talking. I am going to go on to you can answer your Ongwae. Eh? On to go 26 banks. I do not think in the counties, it is very few urban centers that have got 26 banks. But in Kisii municipality, we've got 26 banks. So, Ochieng, as you come in, and I suspect that we involved Atkins when we were doing the urban economic plan, because that was done under the SWED program. So that would also inform whatever you are doing. And I do hope that moving forward, that as a municipality, and that this particular plan itself, the way that we are looking at it, we see a situation within the broader context of the UAP, the infrastructure and capacity assessment part of it, we will need more than 10 billion shillings over the next 10 years because of the estimated population growth. And we have prioritized street lighting, bypass roads, water supply, stadium, walkways, and so on as major issues. And that is why, even as they were doing the Aero-Isebania Road during the public participation program with the African Development Bank, we had a meeting at Nyakoe Hotel. And in that meeting, I requested for a number of roads, because this road ideally was coming from Aero going to Isebania. It was going to follow the old road the way it was going from Nyabururu to come to that area and just turn to Suneka. I requested that we get a number of bypasses. One of them was that was going to Rioma, from Oyugis to Rioma, right up to Jimmy's place at the top there, Kegogi. That road is going to be done. It has so far been done up to Rioma, but it will go up to Kegogi. The second one that I requested was from Nyamataro to Daraja Moja. That has been done. by the same people. The third one that I requested was from Darajambili to Nyatieko. That has been done. The fourth one that I requested was from the one that is reaching Ogembo from Nyachenge, yes. From Nyachenge to Ogembo. I believe that has also been done. The fifth one that I requested was from Matangamano right up to Kisii Hotel. And that one, the request was that it must be a dual carriageway. That, I think, is in the process. It's going to be a dual carriageway, and there is going to be an exchange program that one road passing below, another one passing up at Darajambili. So in the broader context of the road network, when we had our Mashujaa Day here, I also discussed with national government, and we got a lot of help. We now have a number of roads that are up to motorable standard, but the most remarkable one was this one from Gudika to Nyanchwa, right up to Darajambili. That has decongested this area and has improved. We have a number of other roads that have also been done, like the one that is going to Bishop's Place. That road was improved, and many others. As a county government, to ensure that this municipality, that access and movement is improved, the county government itself did to tarmac standard the Ufanisi Road. That was done by the county government. And the other one that we have done, I think, which is the best of all those roads, is the Nyanchwa Link Road, which is being finalized. I am told now that people don't actually use the Stadium Road. They use the Nyanchwa Ring Road. And as for the Nyanchwa Ring Road, the man in charge of the eye center stood here and talked. I thought one of the first things he was going to say is to thank the county government, because that Nyanchwa Ring Road, my brother, takes people. You are now in the CBD. Before, people used to pass around, they didn't even know where your place was. And that's what we expect from this planning, that we will do roads that will make it easier for you to do business. So, the urban planning challenges that we have here, which include spatial order, and he has told you is going to give us a spatial plan within the next 6 months, the environmental degradation that we are seeing in this municipality, the proliferation of informal settlements, and what they actually call the urban sprawl, the poor connectivity and accessibility, what I've talked about, the whole issue of waste management. Let me just talk about waste management. And I relate also to Nyakoe and even to Suneka. Waste management here, I went and looked for very good land, which was a quarry. And we had agreed, and that was a perfect place to take waste. Then one morning I came here, I was just about to go for elections in 2017. This road was blocked. And they were saying, Ongwae must go, we are not going to vote for you. So then I went to my office, I said, now these people, if they don't vote for me, then I'm finished, I'm not going to be a governor. Because they said, you can't bring waste to our place. You take waste to your own area where you come from. Those people know themselves, they know where they come from. So I didn't buy that land. I said, these people said, I go to my own area, let me go to my own area. I went to my own area and bought 15 acres of land. And in that particular area, they also told me that if you are doing this, if this is what you are giving us, then we don't want it. So the question that you business people, because Openda, Mzee Openda, by the way, are you around? And I missed seeing you. Is he around? Somebody said he was around, but Jamil, around the time that you were born, you know how this town used to look like, because you were born here. You know how this town used to look like. this town had only about 20,000 people. The waste area then would take 20,000 people. But a waste area, which, as you said, there are people who bring waste here in the whole day and then they go to their homes in the evening, where you are dealing with waste of about 500,000 people, is a problem. So what have we done? Well aware that this particular issue of waste is going to mess us up, because the various communities probably don't want that waste to be there. I was in Greece about 6 weeks ago, and I went to the city of Attica. The city of Attica is actually Athens. And I went to the various areas where they take their waste. And in one particular area, we found where they take their waste, that this waste is actually not waste. It's money. So I interacted with this investor and I invited him here to Kisii municipality. He came here with the Greek, the ambassador, and when they were here, we took them to where we are now putting waste. And they said that's very good waste. And there is a modern technology of sorting waste and converting it into various products. So we are in discussions with this investor for the installation of machinery that will employ technology to collect waste, sort it into biodegradable and non-biodegradable components in that waste management site. We have identified the site, and I'm going to discuss with the county assembly so that we can sign a memorandum of understanding. Basically, it will be a memorandum of understanding where this person is doing business, and we probably are seeking a certain amount of commission, but it's the one running that site, which means for the manager of the municipality and the chair of the municipality, you are there in the meeting. There will be 3 particular products that would come out. One would be compost manure that would be turned into fertilizer, organic fertilizer. That investor would turn that compost, which probably constitutes about 60 or 70% of the waste, into compost fertilizer, into organic fertilizer. Then we would have plastics for making various products. We would have metals, because they are metals. We would have paper. That once we give him the product, he will come in with his own system, work with the municipality, collect the waste, and ensure that it's properly, because the man will be here to make money, and he will be employing our own people. So at that stage, since we have identified a site, we are hoping that both the biodegradable and non-biodegradable products that that are now messing us up in this town, that we will be able to manage them. Within the broader program of the SWED program that we had negotiated with the British, who are also helping us with the Darajambili market, we have done quite a lot. And especially the urban development, urban economic plan, the UAP plan, which is prioritizing value chain, specifically the banana and avocado value chains, which are preponderant here in Kisii. Ochieng, you must also, that's why I said that the UAP plan, you need to look at it. Because what we are also doing is on the banana factory and on the avocado factory, we have investors that we've been discussing with for a long time, and they will shortly be taking over those factories, which are almost complete. So, ladies and gentlemen, these problems that I've told you, the lack of a spatial order, the environmental degradation, the informal settlements and so on that we have, we hope that we'll be able to finalize them within the broader context of what they are going to do here. But Ochieng, they also told you something. They told you we have Mama Mboga, we have Boda Boda. I will tell you that in the business of Kisii municipality, you look at those two groupings, they probably constitute anything between 20 and 30% of the business of the municipality. So you need to just make sure that you come up with a clear plan that takes care of them without disadvantaging them. I do not want to disadvantage my Mama Mboga, and I don't want to disadvantage my border, but they must also do their business in an organized manner. But this is something that you will also look at, so that then we are very, very clear, because what we are calling peri-urban areas like Nyanchwa are also shortly going to be part of the CBD. And we must look at that. You are that great lady that you introduced here on the transportation plan. She looked, even the way she was working very intelligently. I hope that we will be able to have a very good transportation plan, especially for non-motorized transport. Ladies and gentlemen, we in this municipality, apart from the roads I've been talking about, there is also seriously going to be medical tourism. The Vice Chancellor that you have seen here, we have been to Great Britain, to the UK, with him and his officers. Last time you saw me there with the President of the Republic of Kenya, mainly with the University of Manchester Medical School, where we are almost signing a memorandum of understanding on making Kisii University, and also working very, very closely with KTRH, having a center of excellence in health education. That is going to be the biggest center of excellence in health education in East Africa. The Vice Chancellor has already identified land, I suspect at Nyosia, and Kisii University is going to be a hub. And then there are going to be nodes, what they call nodes in university language. The nodes are going to be Maseno University, Muliro, I think, Muliro University, yeah, and even Egerton University. In this area of education, I think there are 4 of them that we have already talked with the Vice Chancellors. This is broadly in their own linguistic, is what they call the spoke concept. That is what we are going to have here. And for us also, in those who have been in KTRH, you do know that we are finalizing a mother-child hostel, which is going to be the biggest in Western Kenya, if not in any county. I think it's going to be the biggest in any county because it's 350 beds. But mogo etansa emeli ya maate korora mole nyumba ya isire koera enyumba eli ebuate chi lift isatu 3 lifts ebuate bitanda 350 ego chigotwara chi surgical theaters angenye surgical theater ya abana chi abana ibere na surgical theater cha abaswati n'abangi na kiro chibere igabangi na baito na abana baito mbali go comics na basacha ande baroba ko enenya gitali yabo straight kosewa elinko erere ya is 95% complete ko erere toje igore gabangi na mumanye ngo mubwate mu gutwale nya gitali ino na abanya gitali na trained enough. I have the largest concentration of specialists, I think, in any county, because I have close to 60 specialists now in various areas of medical specialization. And it was because of my conscious effort where I released over 70 medical officers for master's training. So I'm not going to poach from anybody. The officers are already trained, whether you are looking at pediatrics, whether you are looking at oncology, whether you are looking at all these areas of medical specialization, I have officers who are trained, and the only thing that we need to do is make sure that they are properly managed. I think you can do the buildings, you can do the trainings, but you may end up having a problem if the officers are not properly trained. The second thing, the other thing that I want to talk about is what, again, Muchama talked about. And churches are twice the number of schools that we have. Eh? Mama Shabana wasa kababa? Eh? Iga gote kwere lejisa jabo tukon ndombolo yo keroro usema. Ndombolo nengi ya nero butuko kya wonu mwagerira abagere bakuru Kisumu bachaga iga Friday. Batoleta chibesa aga batoka korwa iga on Monday. Usema lakini nero ne bwate mechando yayo. So as you plan, also look at that. For those of you who can't hear Kisii, try and ask what I was talking about. But I wanted to tell you, Jane, you look at a young man, and since you are going to be here for a long time, we have the most vibrant nightlife in the Nyanza region. Even people from Kisumu come here. So so watch out so that your officers don't wake up in the morning and they're not able to do their work. We are also putting in place the municipal court. Actually, I think we are going to start building it soon, which will be handling only issues that are emanating from the municipality. We are in agreement with the local judiciary on that. And my government allocates 500 million shillings every year to the municipality, both for personnel emoluments and for development. And this is quite a lot of money. I think it probably constitutes close to 15 or 20% of the overall budget. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that I'm a very happy man today, and that for our Kisii National Polytechnic, who are here with a student population, I think, is it about 50,000 or what is it? 48,000? 14,000, almost 15,000 students. Do you know what that means? If he releases those 15,000 students and tells them, go and paralyze that town, they will get this or that municipality, they will paralyze the entire municipality. So I'm happy about the collaborative arrangement that we are having together. You are also aware that we donated the cabro making machine to you. I'm told that you are almost about to start releasing the cabros. I told you the first road that you put that cabro. And let me take this opportunity for those people who are in Jogo to tell you that we are putting our budget to do the road from Jogo right up to Coca-Cola and ending at on your way to Kisii University. That road is in the budget. We want to put tarmac on that road in this coming financial year. That will also further decongest this municipality. So anybody who is coming from that side, there's no need to come to the municipality, they can pass through that road. So the Kisii National Polytechnic, we thank you sincerely. And the same way that we are working with Kisii University is the same way we are working with you, and we wish you the best. As for, please find the most economical way of undertaking your business because the resources are not easily available. But the biggest thing and the biggest mess that you have, and you know Jamil Shamji, when you are out there and you are not part of county government, you used to make a lot of noise about how inefficient we are, how we don't do our work. And then you have that American who stood here, he was talking with an American twang, and he said he's the chair of infrastructure. The young man used to stay in Delaware. I met him in Delaware, in the US. And you know how they plan their things in Delaware and generally in the US.
So, Chair Municipality, since when you are out there, you are castigating us, I don't know what to do with you, whether to castigate you. I would want you to manage the issue of waste much better than you are doing. As for Nyakoe and Suneka, Nyakoe, especially, let me start with Suneka. Suneka, I would want to see you, because what I want to do is I want to go and see the Managing Director of Kenya National Highways Authority. And I will see him next week. I might call you, we go together to see him, because the agreement that we had under the arrangement that we had in Nyakoe with the African Development Bank is that once they reach a small town, they must do the back roads. That was an arrangement that we all agreed on. They have done back roads in other areas that they have passed as they came from Ahero. I do not see why they can't put a back road in your own place, but it's not only there, it's also at Nyakoe. So those two, the two of you, I might want to go with you next week. We go to see the Managing Director of Kenya National Highways Authority. But I think we'll better start from home. My head of civil service, I would urge that you, not urge, I'm now directing you to call the regional manager of Kenya National Highways Authority, and also call the project engineer, Mr. Mageto, and the people that from that who are given that contract for a meeting. I'm asking that you call them on Friday morning, the day after tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and I ask the two MCAs also to be there. Sometimes postponing problems doesn't help anybody. I want that meeting as a matter of urgency. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ministry of Lands, give these consultants, give them all the support that they need. And for the stakeholders, I also urge you to give them all the support. For our legal fraternity, we are improving this municipality, Buanochok, so that you can have more business. And I'm sure your business has improved. I saw you standing here, and I saw the way you are looking. Your business has improved tremendously. It will improve much more, Chair. It will improve much more if we have a serious and improved municipality and even city. I can assure you that there might be legal cases that are going to come in. We would urge at that time, I don't know whether we are going to ask you to work for us pro bono. We are going to talk to you so that all those legal cases that may be an impediment to what we are doing are actually stopped. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you with a lot of pleasure that I've been telling you that we are going to have a sugar factory in South Mugirango. That sugar factory, I received a letter yesterday from the investor. I have already been given approvals for a sugar factory in South Mugirango from the Sugar Directorate. When I sent this approval to the investor wrote me from India, and they say they are marshalling themselves. Within the next 2 or 3 months, they are going to come South Mugirango to make sure that that becomes a reality. So, abantu bali ba siyasa bakominyoka around bagoteba Ongwae nkongaineleliale ebintu bune ebyo bakoleki kyale gazi egotene gazi ebirengere gazi yomutu etege gazi yomutu gazi ebirengerelyo abande mbali bale gotene na bale goteba ngi cancer center ngateyo that I want to tell you now, we also advertised for the cancer center. Those who want to put up the cancer center have already applied. I think we should hit the ground anytime before April or May. You know where the cancer center is going to be built. It's going to be the second biggest cancer center in Kenya after the one at Jomo Kenyatta University, because it's a program of about 2.5 billion shillings. And it is on a turnkey project, both the building and the equipment coming together. We hope when that's finished, probably in the next 1 or 2 years, that cancer center is going to help people from the region who are going to India and other areas. So ladies and gentlemen, I now give my blessings to the consultants and the implementation committee. I do believe, Minister, we have put in place an implementation committee, which should be, we have, isn't it? An implementation committee that's working with the consultants. And I direct you to strictly adhere to the timelines and ensure you deliver a quality plan in the next 6 months. Ochieng, I saw you as a very serious person. Why do I think that you might finish it in 5 months? If you do, you will be sure that we will take Matoke here together with you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and be blessed. Thank you very much.